The retail ice age, here we go. A new report claims the mall of the future will have no stores. Instead, it'll be filled with churches or schools or other non-retail businesses. Joining us now is Steve Witkoff. He's the CEO and chairman of Witkoff. He knows a thing or two about real estate because that's what you do for a living.
Yes.
I can't believe that the malls, as they now exist, will go away and change character, and that the rental space, the rents will be still at the same level. I gotta believe that rents collapse.
Well, what's going to happen is you're going to reimagine malls. So developers will come in and there'll be more residential, there'll be possibly hotel, and it'll be more interactive because many of these malls were developed 30, 40, 50 years ago, and they have to be modernized to reflect new uses.
But what do you do with the malls that you've already got? I mean, you're not going to renovate the whole lot of them.
Well, some of them are going to be difficult. We actually are on a transaction now, a very similar transaction, on a mall that really needs to be reimagined. It's too dense with retail, and it needs different uses to encourage more.
So we've reached that point where the online business is so important that the bricks and mortars, the malls, they really are in decline. There is no stopping it, and you've got to rearrange the shopping malls of America. We've reached the point.
I think, yes, in some respects, yes, there's been overbuilding. But that typically happens at times, and people come in and they reimagine it and they do good things with that real estate.
This reimagining, give me an idea of what the Mall of the Future is actually going to be like. What services will it provide? Churches and schools? What's going on here?
I think what's going to happen is first of all, the retail will change. So you're going to have experiential retail, aspirational retail, where people feel that they're having a good, fun time when they come. It's almost a little bit like Times Square. When you go to Times Square, there's experiential retail there. And so I think you're going to see a lot of that. And then on top of that, Stuart, you'll see more residential come into these malls. We're already
like building apartments in conjunction with the malls.
And we need density out there, so that's a natural place for it to happen. That's a natural place for affordable housing to happen, which of course is a laudable thing to do.
It's a real sea change, isn't it? I mean, this is like day and night here.
It is, but you know, the glass is half empty outlook is, wow, it's problematic, and the half full outlook is, there are going to be good things to do, and jobs get created, and construction workers get to work again, and you know, things of that sort.
Now, I got to bring this to your attention. I know you know about this already, but the Attorneys General of Maryland and Washington, D.C., they're suing President Trump. They claim he violated the Constitution because he accepted foreign money at Trump hotels after he took office. Now, what do you make of that? I mean, you're in the hotel business.
Yes.
You're in the real estate business. You know Mr. Trump and his colleagues. What do you make of this?
It's preposterous. First of all, it's a disincentive to anyone, any developer who takes risk and responds to an RFP. That's what this was. He took a lot of risk. He won the right to redevelop this hotel in a transparent process, and he ought to be commended for that. Created a lot of jobs. And I would say to you, bring a Fox News team down to that hotel and ask those workers who go there every single day and make a living to put food on the table for their families, what they think about that hotel. And I would imagine that everyone would say, I'm really glad that the Trump family went out there and built this hotel because we get to have a real livelihood as a result of it.
Now, you're in the real estate business. You're a New Yorker. Make a judgment, please. How good a real estate developer was Donald Trump?
Well, there was I was interviewed in the Financial Times when I finished a deal in the early 2000s, and they asked me how I compared myself to Jerry Speyer. And I said, I can't compare myself to Jerry Speyer in that way. I have a small business as compared to his. They asked me how I compared myself to Donald Trump. And I said, I think Donald Trump is the best residential developer I know, not because he knows how to market correctly, because he does. He clearly knows he has that gift. But because his dad, who I knew, taught him the nuts and bolts of development. And that's what I think the president or Donald Trump doesn't get the right credit for. So I think he's a great developer.
You've got to be a tough guy, haven't you? I mean, you've got to know how to negotiate.
Yeah, but I think you want to be fair and honorable and ethical and a person of your word and a handshake guy. And I think he's all of those things.
But he takes the business approach to the Oval Office. And that sometimes runs him into trouble, I think.
It does, but I see the similarities between the two.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. But
It's how to bring people together, human beings, and get a result that's favorable.
Steve Witkoff, a pleasure to have you on the show. You come back,
Thank you.
okay? Thanks
My
very much,
pleasure.
sir. All right. Now this.